Hello and welcome. My name is Kshitij Agrawal. You are watching Innovate. So let's start. In this video, I am going to show you UIRender Engine, which I created in Java programming language last year. So let's look at it. So basically, one question arises in your mind: what exactly this UIRender Engine is made for, or we say what exactly it's going to do. So let me explain. This UIRender engine take input as a JSON object. That JSON object is get converted into Java code that we can use in our Java program as a UI file. So let's look at it. First of all, I am going to show you this simple JSON file which we are going to provide to our UIRender engine so that this file get converted into Java code. So as you can see, we are specifying lang:java. This is a key value pair. It describes language as a Java. I created this UIRender engine in a way that we can expand it to multiple languages. Like if I want to convert this JSON object into Python, or I want to convert into Java, I can do that easily by just changing the lang attribute to that specific language, like Java, Python, C, C++, like that. So that is lang attribute. Then we are defining the frame. Frame, if you are familiar with Java UI component, the frame is a window that you see in UI. So that is that. Then we are specifying ID. This ID just get converted into the variable name. So that ID, then title of the frame, size, and show equal to true means we are going to show it right now in the screen. Then components. In the components, we are defining the array of component which we want to display over the frame. So those are components over here. Here I am just going to display a simple label, name hello world, align center, and by default UIRender engine consider layout as a border layout. If you are familiar with Java, in Java we have this border layout. So let's run our application first. I am going to run it. As you can see in configuration, I am providing the path. Wait a minute. I am providing a path to my UI file, and -h equals to true. It means hot reloading equal to true. Means if we done any changes in our UI file, it get automatically reflected over the output. We don't have to rerun the program again and again. That is a hot reloading. I created that hot reloading feature as well in this UIRender engine. So let's run our program. As you can see, our program is started, and here is our output. Our code is generated over here. As you can see, package UI, libraries included, simple frame as we specified in our UI file, ID for the frame. This is the ID for our class, as you can see over here, and all of our components in a Java code. Our Java code gets generated from that JSON. Let me show you the directive structure that I have created to show you more insightful view of this project. Okay, we are in our directory. This is test.java. I just created this blank project, Java file, and as you can see, our Java code is generated, simple frame.java. As you can see, this is our Java file which is generated. Let me change some text over here. Hello world, instead of this hello, just put hello over here. If I save this file, as you can see, our output get updated instantly. This is because hot reloading. So that's it. And then in a simple frame.java, as you can see, it showing me reload option. If I reload it, as you can see, our Java code get updated to hello. So let's look at some more components which I created in this project. For that, I'm moving to our IDE. Let me open my readme file. As you can see, almost all of the components are supported which are included in string library of Java, including button, label, combo box, checkbox, list, panel, password field, text area, radio button, menu bar, all of those. So let's create a basic 4 button program over here. Let's edit this one directly. Button ID. Let's create four button in center, north, south, east, west, like that. So let's give it ID, text. Now this is a layout align. So for that, copy, paste. ID. Now let's south, comma, then east, once more. Let's okay. I got one question. How can I know where from this field are? I'm just putting east, west, north, south in layout align field. For that, you can refer to this documentation which I have created. In this, you can see I provided a way to describe the button in JSON object. As you can see, we have type, ID, string, icon, foreground, background color, font, position, layout align, all of this field, and the description of all of these fields are given below, as you can see over here. And in the layout align field, as you can see, we are providing north, south, east, west, because here we specified for layout align we can specify north, south, east, west like this, as you can see. So let's complete that first. And now center one. Center. I forgot comma over here. Now let's save it, and as you can see, our UI got updated and we have 4 buttons in their respective places as we specified in our JSON. So that's how simple it is. So let's look at some more complex example that I written in this readme file. So let's look at it. Let's copy this as whole, copy, and then paste. And if I save it, I think there is some problem. Let's look at it. As you can see, our code gets generated. So let's rerun it. Yeah, as you can see, that are large changes, so file not get updated successfully. That's why we have to rerun it. Okay, as you can see, we have our UI in front of us, which is just got converted from JSON to Java. As you can see, all this stuff is working perfectly fine. Radio button, sub menu bar, all of this stuff. If we just declare this stuff in direct Java code, we have to write a lot of Java code over there. But by using this JSON, it's got really simple, and you do not need to know each and every feature, or we say how to create button or other stuff in Java. You just need some basic concept and basic understanding of Java swing, and that's it. It's gonna work for you. So that's our frame. So let's do Control Z, save it. We have to do hard restart again. As you can see, here is it. So one more thing. Now one more question arrive in your mind, maybe, that how can I add action listeners over here? Because just showing the UI is not useful enough. We have to perform some action over some event, right? So for that, let's look how we can do that. For that, I just created this simple empty Java file, and as you can see our simple.java code over here. We have to just import our package. Let's see first file structure. As you can see, here is our UI file and here is our generated code, simple frame.java. So let's import it first. In our code, import UI dot, what is it, simple frame.java. I'm just copying from here. As you can see, we import it. Now we just need to extend that class. Extends simple frame, and let's create object of test, and inside the constructor, just to show you how it is going to work, I am going to add an action listener over that button, any one of those buttons. So first of all, we need to know the name of the variable. As in UI.ui file, we provided id as north. So what we have to do, north dot add action listener, then new action listener, as you can see, and let's implement that method. What is that? Action performed, I think. Action performed. Action event as argument, and just simple console log. Hello north, like this. Save it. Now let's run our program. Back test.java, open in terminal, java c, test.java, java test. As you can see, it's the same frame appear over here. Now if we click on north, as you can see, hello from north. That's how simple it is. Just create the UI from JSON, import it in your main program, implement the listeners, and you are done. Your project is live. That's how simple it is. So now you are thinking that I know Swing, and why should I use this, or what are the application of it where we can use this UIRender engine. So let's see. Mainly I created this UIRender engine because I want to create drag and drop UI builder in Java. If you used Android Studio over there, we have functionality to just drag and drop the component over the mobile screen, which is provided by Android Studio, and it will automatically generate the XML code behind the scenes. And like that, our UIRender engine going to work. It's considered like a two-part, front part and back part. In front part, you have UI, which supports drag and drop components and generate a JSON from that hierarchy. And that JSON is just passed to this UIRender engine, which actually going to convert that JSON object into Java code. So we can create drag and drop editor using this UIRender engine. Also, we can create a simple web browser with this. If we send a JSON object via socket to our Java program, and then our Java program use this UIRender engine to convert that JSON object into the Java code and run that Java code inside your same window and then we have our page in front of us, like that, like simple UI only. So that's one thing we can do with UIRender engine. And there is no limit where we can put our imagination into it and make it work. So that's how our UIRender engine works. So one more question arises in your mind: how this exactly working, and what are some internals? So let me share some internals with you. Let's move our. As you can see in main file, we are just starting our watcher service, which is going to watch to your file which you want, in which you are describing your UI, and if it get updated, reload the code, like that. This is the watcher service. Then we have our engine over here. Our engine basically read your JSON file. First read the frame, ID and lang format, and according to that select the UI builder. As you can see, I only implemented the Java part for UI builder, not Python one. So that's why there is only one UI builder. And over here, I implemented hash map and stack method to arrange the code in a string format and then write that all generated code into the file. And one more interesting thing over here is that our this code is actually a scalable code. And how is it? So let's look at it. In Java, we have this UI builder class, and here we have this render components. In render components, as you can see, we have all of our component like button, panel, label, text field, all of those. And as you can see, we are just creating the object of render progress bar and passing it prefix, widget, and our layout in which we have to render that particular widget. And by that particular class is going to generate all the Java code which is required for that widget, and that code is just get added to our parent code, like that. So means we can add multiple components over here. We can add custom component. We have to just increase one more case over there and create the class for that custom button. So let's look at one of those class. Let's look at render button. And in render button, as you can see, I specified all the properties like text, font, foreground color, background color, icon, enable, layout, align, all of those properties. And according to your specification, it's going to generate your Java code and append it to your parent code, and that whole parent get right to the file. And that's how our code get generated. This is a very abstract insight into this UIRender engine. I hope you like this project, and if you do, please hit on like button, share with your friends, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.